Magnificent art, culture, history, and food. Italy has it all. In October 2022, my wife and I finally set off to this world-renowned travel destination. We spent 9 days in the Big Four: Rome, Florence, Venice, and Milan, hitting the major hotspots, hidden gems, and little something for the movie fans. And best of all, the whole trip only cost us $3,600. In this video, we're going to show you how to see Italy for the first time, and also share some budget tips that hopefully can save you some money along the way. So let's get started. Our journey started in Chicago O'Hare Airport. Here's tip number 1 right off the bat. For a trip to Europe, leave your big suitcases at home. Carry-ons are more than enough. This is everything we brought with us for our 10-day trip. After a quick layover at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, we arrive at the eternal city, Rome, in midday. From the airport, typically take the train to the center of the city. We stayed at a hotel right by Spanish Steps at Piazza di Spagna. After putting our stuff at the hotel, we took a casual walk around the neighborhood to get a feel for the city. To our surprise, even though October is supposed to be a shoulder season, Rome was still packed with tourists and it was very hot. Spanish Steps was not that bad, but look at the people at Trevi Fountain. And the line at the Pantheon was just insane. There's one spot I do recommend. Galleria Sierra is a beautiful and quiet courtyard with colorful frescoes on the walls. It's only a few steps from Trevi Fountain, but there was no crowd at all. If you want to take a break from the people in the sun, you may want to check it out. Next to Pantheon is Piazza Navona and the Fountain of Four Rivers. Fun fact, back in the ancient days, this oval-shaped public square was used as a stadium, and sometimes it would be filled with water to enact naval battles to entertain the crowd. Here's something extra for the nerds. When you walk around town, you might not notice a significant piece of history hidden in plain sight. SPQR is the model of the Roman Empire. It's short for Latin phrase Senatus Populusque Romanus, meaning the Senate and the people of Rome. If you pay attention, you can see it everywhere. Now you're in the know. We wrap up our first day with pizza and beer, and a quick glance at Italy's finest souvenirs on the street. Here's tip number 2. To beat the crowd and the heat, start early. We got up and left the hotel at 7 o'clock. Piazza di Spagna was empty, and we pretty much got Spanish Steps to ourselves. I particularly like the fountain at the foot of the steps. The Fountain of the Boat, or Fontana della Vacanza, was created by Bernini father and son team in 1629. Trevi Fountain is beautiful in the morning. We threw the coin faithfully to make sure we'll come back to Rome in the future. For breakfast, we stepped into a coffee shop along the street. Unlike most tourists, we did what Romans do and stood at a counter to enjoy our breakfast. You got a discount on the food too. Pantheon was built 1400 years ago. The dome inside the temple was revolutionary at its time. Pantheon was also the resting place of Raphael, the master painter and architect of Italian High Renaissance. Tip number 3, there are drinking water fountains scattered around the city. Make sure to bring a water bottle with you when you walk around and explore the city. Further south of Pantheon is Capitoline Hill, one of the famed Roman Seven Hills. The staircase was designed by Michelangelo himself. At the top of the hill, you can catch a panorama view of the Roman Forum down the valley below. Before you visit the Colosseum, Roman Forum, and Pantheon Hill, make sure to purchase line-skipping ticket beforehand. Otherwise, you'll be in for a long-standing wait. The scale of the Colosseum is simply jaw-dropping. Walk around and take it all in. You can almost hear the roar of kings, senators, knights, and whole 50,000 spectators cheering for the gladiators and wild animals fighting for their lives. Pantheon Hill was the home of rich and famous, the Beverly Hills of the ancient Rome. This place is huge. You can easily spend a couple of hours just walking around, so be sure to budget the time if you're interested. At the bottom of Pantheon Hill is Roman Forum. It was absolutely the center of the Roman Empire back in the days. From arches to temples to Senate building to the Main Street for Victory Parade, if you're a fan of HBO TV show Rome, you simply have to check it out. Before you leave the area, be sure to make a quick stop at Bocca della Varietà, Mouth of Truth. Day 3 took us out of Italy to the smallest country on earth, Vatican City. We followed a guided tour to the Vatican Museum. The sculptures and paintings are simply magnificent. The famed Sistine Chapel was a little rushed, and you can't talk, you can't take pictures or videos, unless you are Russell Crowe, of course, so that's it. St. Peter's Square and St. Peter's Basilica were also marvelous. Hey, look what we found on the square. Is that a clue for Professor Robert Langdon to find the missing cardinals?
Professor Langdon.
Inside St. Peter's Basilica, the art, the atmosphere, it will absolutely take your breath away. Our final stop is the filming location of the apartment for the reporter Joe Bradley, played by Gregory Peck in Roman Holiday, a perfect cap for our visit in Rome.